Hello, welcome to Hello World. This is the first exercise on every track on Exercism, and it exists to ensure that you're familiar with either the online editor and that setup, or that you've got our command line interface all set up and working properly. Now, I just want to give you a quick word of warning that some people massively overcomplicate this exercise. And I want to just give you a hint to make sure you avoid that. Now, where people go wrong is that they delete the original code that we give you and just try and solve the exercise from scratch. And that's almost always a bad idea on Exercism in general. We give you that initial code for a reason. And for Hello World, you only actually need to edit one line to solve this exercise. In fact, you only need to edit one string. So find that string, change it, run the tests. If they pass, which they should, submit the exercise, and then you should be good to move on to the first real challenge. It's nothing more complex than that. But if you do get stuck, especially if you've got some issues submitting from our command line interface, please reach out on Discord in the support channel or open a post on our forum and somebody will help you out. I hope you have fun, enjoy this, what should be a quick and easy challenge, and we'll see you on a real exercise soon.
All right, so to find the oven time constant with how many minutes lasagna should be in the oven. Okay, I can do that. Step 2, calculate the remaining oven time in minutes. And so we need to create a function that determines how much time is left. Uh, takes the actual minutes that lasagna has been in the oven as a parameter and returns how many minutes lasagna still has to remain in the oven based on the expected oven time in minutes from the previous task. Okay. And with this, I wonder what happens if, I guess with this, if it's greater than the value, then you need to say 0. I don't think you don't output negative times, but I don't know. Calculate the preparation time in minutes. Define the preparation time that takes the numbers of layers you added to lasagna as a parameter and returns how many minutes you spent preparing the lasagna, assuming each layer takes you 2 minutes to prepare. Okay, and calculate the elapsed working time in minutes. A function that takes the number of layers. So if you have 5 layers, so it's just a double function. You multiply by 2. Neat. Define the elapsed time function that takes 2 parameters. The first parameter is the number of layers you add to lasagna. The second parameter is the number of minutes the lasagna has been in the oven. Function should return how many minutes in total you've worked on cooking the lasagna, which is the sum of the preparation time in minutes and the time in minutes the lasagna has spent in the oven at the moment. Last time 3, 20, and this is safe. If you put in 3 and 20, then the output would be 26. Actual minutes in oven. Okay. Those seem easy enough to define. If I go here, so I'm going to run my Go test. These all fail. Define oven time constant. Gotcha. Does that work? Or I guess my question is it just complaint because it's never used? And here, remaining oven time is minus actual minutes in oven. Is that now? Expected declaration found oven time. I guess with that declaration. On line 4, it says non-declaration statement outside function body. So if I go back and read these examples. Or if they just want then can I say oven time equals, I don't think it wants code out there, but then my question is, okay, actual oven time is not used. Well, it is used if I return it. Let's see here, what's it saying? Oven time 40 equals 0, 1, 40. I mean, they want this to be set to 40. I guess my question is, if the stuff they showed me oh, that doesn't non-declaration statement outside the function body. This is a little embarrassing for me, but I'm gonna just I don't know, man. Let's see. The issue with your code arises from how you define the initializing. Oh, so it wants like how in the README. Oh no, they do talk about constants right here. Okay, my bad for not reading instructions. Now this hopefully goes a little bit further. It says test preparation time is still panicking. Sure. Does it give me any indication that the other tests passed? Or is this all just like one big test? I guess I can look at my test file. Test oven time. Okay. So now for sure this fails. Which makes sense because it's panicking. Okay, let's just work through this one. Calculate the time needed to prepare the lasagna based on the amount of layers. I think this wants number of layers times 2. And then test elapsed time. So preparation time, one number of layers. So we want that. I guess plus actual minutes in oven, which is I guess the question here is so I guess the time elapsed cooking lasagna. This time includes preparation time and the time the lasagna is baking in the oven. It's not just actual minutes in the oven. Okay, so it passed all those tests. Now, the thing that I would want to know is if Go has the ability to does Go have like a max or a min function? I think Go does have that. It's just, or sorry, Go does not have both. Okay, that's like, but could I make one then? I guess I could. Thank you for letting me know. Because what I want to do here is, in fact, I'll steal this bit. And then this should say int, and then so what I want is actually a max function. So I want a min function. And so if it's greater than b, for an a, and then what do they do? You just return b otherwise. And why I care about this is because I actually want to know for the max of this or 0. My test still pass, but you can't have negative remaining time in the oven. So that's where I'm just like, I think that is reasonable. Usually the to-do statement. I feel good about this as a solution. I think it checks all the boxes, and for me, it makes sense. And I guess something for me is like it is totally possible for something to be in the oven longer than the remaining time. Like where with this one here, you shouldn't send in negative values. It's arguably you should make a check for that, but whatever. Okay. And so with that, I will submit. Say exercism. Did you say submit and then the name of the file? Oh. Yeah. Okay, and then I can. Woohoo. Okay, so I solved it. There aren't too many correct ways to solve our learning exercise, but it's still helpful to explore, and that's what I want to do. Nobody cares like I care. Let's see how long this is go. 4 years ago. I want to do by newest. Oh, that's interesting. I don't. Is there? Are all these passing? Fascinating. Did anyone care to check the way that I checked? I don't think so. Regardless, passed all my tests, so should be good. I'll be okay with not having a code review on this. But I'll mark that as complete. Yeah, go for it. I unlock 6 concepts: booleans, comments, numbers, string packages, arithmetic operations, and strings. Let's return to the exercise, I guess. Okay. This is the next recommended one, anilines infiltration. Okay. Well, with that, let's go switch to Rust. Reverse strings. Reverse strings. Let's, I guess, read the introduction page. Reading them from right to left rather than from left to right is a surprisingly common task in programming. For example, in bioinformatics, reversing the sequence of DNA or RNA strings is often important for various analyses, such as finding complementary strands or identifying palindromic sequences that have biological significance. Your task is to reverse a given string. Some examples: turn stress into desserts, strops into sports, race car into race car. Bonus: test your function on the string. Okay. And see what happens. Try to write a function that properly reverses the string. Hint: grapheme clusters. Bonus test run. Remove the flag #ignore from the last test and execute with the test cargo test -- features grapheme. You'll need to use external libraries, a crate in Rust lingo for the bonus task. A good place to look is the crates.io, the official repository of crates. Please remember that only a limited set of crates is supported by our test runner. The full list is in this file. Okay. And so only look to these crates. Cool. All right, I'm done. So with this, I will now close out lasagna. Having submitted and finished that. Okay, I'm gonna say Dart shell at Rust. Cargo test. So we run 7 tests. Okay, I do like Rust's test output better. It gives me a slightly easier to read result. Test results: 0 passed, 0 failed, 0 ignored, 0 measured, 0 filtered, and finished. So if I go down to the tests, we've got, they recommend just uncommenting or unignoring these as you get through it. But let's see what we got. Write a function to reverse the string input. And so I'm curious on this list here. What do they support? Anyhow. Array vector, micro ASCII. Seems like I might need to use ASCII. Except for I don't think that the umlaut, maybe that is or isn't, but okay. Yeah, I know nothing about Rust, so let's open up crates.io, I suppose. And let's start looking through some of these guys. Anyhow, let's see what this is. Flexible concrete airtight build on standard air. Let's see. This library provides anyhow air, a trait object-based air type for easy idiomatic air handling in Rust applications. Details use Rust or equivalently as a return type and fallible function. And then on my Dart project, I need to. So I have this issue apparently. I think I do, where if you don't exit out of the shell properly, you might find yourself in the case where you have a persistent zombie instance, and that would be bad. All right, regardless. in this example, it's really clear. And you have a result. Is this clear? So, what am I? Oh, this is the result object, and then the last object. Interesting. I'm reading this. I'm not entirely sure what it's supposed to do. Flexible concrete air type on the standard on air. Trade object based air type for easy idiomatic air handling in Rust applications. Interesting. I was saying that I think it could be really like might use the ASCII library. ASCII equivalents to char string str. Or not library, but crate. And it did say that I only needed to use the crate for that last one. Grapheme clusters. So I wonder what grapheme clusters means. Okay, so I'm going to say that this actually wants me to look at the language and understand how this works enough to mess with strings and stuff. So if I'm thinking from like I gotta build it myself perspective, I would say that I've got a string and I gotta figure out how to access the first element of it and append it to a string, a new string, and just iterate over each of the elements of the string, so the chars in the string. I wonder if you could do a for loop, the chars in a string. Let's find out. Let's see. So we got data types, functions, comments. Define structs, an example using structs, enums and pattern matching, packages and crates. Yes, yes. Data types. Let's see, variables, I guess. So we've got let. I wonder if this works the same as like JavaScript. We have let and var and const for something that's not going to be redefined. Or actually, the immutability flag, if I recall from that video that I watched, is mute to MUT is a prefix. So they are immutable by default, but if you put the mut in front of it, you can change it. Okay. Storing values. And whatever the last value is. And so if I guess here's a question: do they support empty strings like this? Because this should get one tested fast. 0 passed, 1 failed, 6 ignored. Okay, let me try this. Empty character literal. Try using that two-string conversion method. Hey, test one passing. So that's helpful. What if and when I did this? I guess my question is, does that work too? just says empty character literal, whereas this one, I did that, it gave me different errors. And empty, it's fascinating that it told me to even, it's fascinating that it even suggested this, but expected string found a ampersand stir. Yeah. Cool. What's this warning? Oh, okay. So I could even change this to this. Sorry, not stir, but input. I guess that's even better than mine because now I'm using it right there. So past one. Now let's pull on the next task. So robot needs to equal tobor. So we can also check to see if they have like a function for this. Data types, I guess. Got different size integers. There's a single value that Rust integers, float points, numbers, points, characters, loading points, character type, most primitive alphabetic type. So you have a string literal versus a char. It's a Unicode scalar, which means it can represent a lot more than just ASCII. Cool. Yeah, so all of this stuff should just work. Compound types, tuple, months, arrays. Are they going to show any examples of for loop? Functions, comments, control flow. Error handling, smart pointers, fearless concurrency. I do like all these concepts. Rust by example, into Rust, screencast learner, Rustlings, Rust user form. On this, I'm not sure what the Rust way would be, but I know the my way, and the my way was still what I'm saying. So I guess, are there any built-in functions to accompany these data types? That's my big question. So do string literals. Let's see. Let's make a new chat for my Rust conversation. As I mean, I guess, is there a what's grapheme clusters? Okay, that's interesting. It's just on there. It seems to have some kind of support for. Sure, let's just do this. Method not found in string. I guess what is that then? Okay, I don't know. But it's telling about all these concepts. Do Rust students have any built-in methods? We've got link contains get. And how do you use it? You just say dot. So you should be able to chain it. Um, yeah, let's go here. This is what I want. doc.rustling.org. Okay. Well, here I like the idea of splitting as ASCII, as unchecked, as byte, as pointer, chars. Turns an iterator over the chars of string in string slice. So how do we use it? Let me chars equal word dot chars. So if I could say this, I think it said something like that for input dot chars in let's see. So if I want to iterate through it backward. And so let's see. So you can get a word. Institute chars to iterator. And I wonder how if you can convert split white space. Okay. Split. Okay. I feel like chars is the closest thing I want, but then okay. Yeah, this is all okay, okay. Transitor the so this one. Okay, so I'm guessing there's the ability to get them based on their indice. So let's maybe even So the next returns sum with a 0 and a G. And so, okay. It's going to be hard here, I'm pretty sure. But let's just say toString, let's just say 0. If the first one's going to break, sure, but standard indices are ranges of usize. The trait slice indexer is not implemented for integer. Okay. So this is int. Expected string found option chars. Sure. And so then the question here is there the ability to string this? Oh, look at that. Um, well, let's see. So I'm going to say toString chars. And then here, they have um, the all function. Let me think here. I think I need more of a hint here, but I'm pretty sure there's a way to because like with toString.chars, it gives me each of the values, and I can do a for loop there, but the ideal way would be to not have to use that just to, yeah. It's like I could do chars.count and get this guy, but then I feel like there's gotta be, there's gotta be more to this. How to do this documentation, modules, borrow, loop, loop indefinitely is a keyword. Got create, return types unsafe. I'll say I am a struggle, bit of a struggle bus on this one, but that's okay. Just I'm learning, man. I like to butt my head around just a smidge before I cave in. So I've got a while loop, while less than 10. They've got in and let and for. And so for I in this guy, I wonder if there's a way to conveniently do it the other way. That's one way, but I know that I saw a bunch of, is it any? No. Let's see. That stuff that he was talking about before about because I could do something like this. Oh, that's okay. dot count. And I can say for I in 5.0. And say let mute result equal string, and I could hope that this works, but dot end maybe. Um, Something like that. I feel like that gets me close to an answer here. Expected string because of return type. So I guess is there this concept of concatenation? Let's see. Let's see all the errors. This one passes because it doesn't drop in this for loop. These things are failing because what I have here doesn't make sense. Help, add, colon here. Semicolon. Okay, yeah, this is a semicolon language. That's fair. Okay, the type str cannot be indexed by usize. String indices are ranges of values. So I mean, I could do does that work? I don't think that this syntax I'm using is even valid syntax. But how do I, let's see if I look at the chars function. Macros, keywords, modules. Module string. I wanna see my string stuff, dogs. So they've got two string trait into chars, an iterator over the chars of a string. Chars, yeah, I'm familiar with methods. We got an insert method here, which is could be helpful. Let's see. So insert 0. Does this modify itself? Yeah, because I could do that. I could just say, so that insert stir 0, and then, or not even stir, just insert. And then I, no method name insert. Let's say want to equal not just that, but a string with capacity of okay. No method name insert. No method name insert. It says it is right here. I'm looking at the documentation and it's showing me how it works. Self usage char. Let mute s equal string : with capacity of something. No method named insert found for reference to the ampersand string, ampersand stir. So this result is line 16. Right, this is looking there here, column 16. So saying that my result is an ampersand string. Why? Implicitly returns parentheses. I mean, this is exactly what I need. I'm going to ask AI assistant on this one. The function does not explicitly return results. You need to include return. Okay, sure, we can give that a shot. Wonder why. Oh, hell yeah. How if I do that? It's because I put the semicolon at the end. Okay. I feel pretty good about this. I wonder if there's a way to do it inline. But yeah, like that seems reasonable for me. And I'm curious if I uncomment like the next one. I think that's going to pass that too. The next one, it's going to pass. I mean, I don't know why it wouldn't pass all of the tests. Sure, a loud bump upstairs. Kind of nerve-wracking. Yeah, that's a clean solution. I'm just I'm sure it could be a lot better. But for my capability and me just struggling to understand what's going on here, I feel pretty good about this. So it says instead of here's some examples here though of things that I can change. I wonder if that's true, if it is a shift or if it's a, I guess it probably is. Okay, so is this really real then? Still compiles, but it's just giving me the wrong things, and I just hit push. And we're good. That's silly. Let's see. I mean, appreciate that for sure. I guess I'll go with something like that. Is there... Here's my question. Collect. Okay, so this method collects the characters from the reversed iterator into a new string. Well, that's convenient. Actually, I'm gonna do something really quickly here. Oops, not that. I learned about this guy. And then we're about to learn about this guy, which is just input dot oh, that toString is totally unnecessary. Input dot chars dot reverse dot collect. And then with that, I'll submit that solution. So on this guy, it's the and the cargo.toml. Okay, let's open that guy up. Fast. Go to view and just check really quickly the community solutions. I'm going to stop this thing. There we go. Yep. So all these people, they know what they're doing. And that's fascinating. Seven years ago, this is the solution. So I wonder what graphemes are and why they think that, why we thought that that had to be in there. Anyway, with that, I'm gonna, let's see, bounce.